Hello and welcome back to A Course in Miracles workbook for students. Today is lesson 116, which is a review of two chapters, 101 and 102. 101 is God's will for me is perfect happiness. Funny.
Yay!
Based on our conversation prior to the recording, this is
Yeah.
exactly what what I needed to hear.
Yes.
God's will is perfect happiness for me, and I can suffer, but from the belief there's another will. What? God's will is here we have one of these again. God's will is perfect happiness for me, and I can suffer, but from the belief there is another will apart from his. I see. Okay.
Yeah. Number 2, coming from 102. I share God's will for happiness for me. I share my Father's will for me, his Son. What he has given me is all I want. What he has given me is all there is.
On the hour, we say God's will for me is perfect happiness. On the half hour, I share God's will for happiness for me. So 101, God's will is perfect happiness. I'm just going to look at some of the ones that we
Mhm.
that I underlined or
One,
highlighted when we
yep,
read it at
101.
the beginning of September. Insane. Um, if sin is real, then happiness must be an illusion, for they cannot both be true.
Let's see here.
That's in number two. Sorry.
Yep, yep.
And number four, who would seek out such savage punishment? Who would not flee salvation and attempt in every way he can to drown the voice which offers it to him? Why would he try to listen and accept its offering? If sin is real, its offering is death, and met it out in cruel form to match the vicious wishes in which sin is born. If sin is real, salvation has become your bitter enemy, the curse of God upon you who have crucified his son. Right? And yet we
Hmm.
sit in this misery,
Right.
this
So,
illusion that appears so damn real.
so that second part, I share God's will for happiness for me is just the knowing that that is what he wants for me and
Yes.
understanding God wants me to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In number two, in lesson 102, it offers, so it's talking about oh, I'll just read number two. Today we try
Mhm.
to loosen its weakened hold still further and to realize that pain is purposeless, without a cause, and with no power to accomplish anything. Well, let me add a caveat. It makes us miserable.
Well, yes.
Things are hard here. It's painful. Things are frustrating. Things
Hmm.
are whatever. And what do you do? Just put on a phony face? Anyways,
Hmm.
it cannot purchase anything at all. It offers nothing and does not exist, which is hard because life is hard right now. And maybe because I even just said it, it anchors it in. I don't know, but
Mm.
and everything you think it offers you is lacking in existence like itself. You've been a slave to nothing. Be you free today to join the happy will of God. Ugh.
Yeah. For several days, we will continue to devote our periods of practicing to exercise this plan to help you reach the happiness God's will has placed in you. So there's happiness inside of us.
Totally.
Here is your home, and here is your safety, and here your safety is. So the
Yes,
home he's talking is about our inside of us, our hearts, probably.
absolutely. Yes.
Here is your peace, and here there is no fear. Here is salvation. Here is rest at last.
That's good. It's good to
Yeah.
remember, right? That's all we're trying to
Yeah.
do is remember and
Yeah.
yet I just can't pay some bills and it doesn't feel fun and I can't how do you feel happy when it feels so hard?
Yeah. Constricted.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I share God's will for happiness for me. It just some days it just doesn't feel possible.
Yeah. It's just that knowing, whether you feel it or don't feel it at the time, the knowing,
Yeah.
that has to be anchored in.
Yeah. I share God's will for happiness for me, and I accept it as my function now.
Hmm.
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
We need a lot of things to survive on this earth.
Yeah.
And, you know, happiness is lovely, but when you don't have food and shelter and whatever, this doesn't mean any,
Yeah.
I don't know. How would a homeless person feel? I
Right.
don't know. I can't imagine.
Yes, exactly.
And yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't take much to kind of flip it on its head and go, yeah, but,
yeah.
right?
I think that's why it's important to do these lessons more, not more regular. I'm not, whatever, right? But regularly so that we don't have
Hmm.
time to forget.
Right.
Because we did these lessons months ago. It's the
Right.
beginning of November, and we did
Hmm.
this in September. So I've had time to forget.
Right.
and and shit's happened.
Right.
So
But I
how
mean,
can
this
you
book is meant to go through a whole year,
yes,
right?
every day though, every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you practice this every day, like I know it's shitty to get up early to read this. I get it. But by the same token, 1 year, and I might start doing this in another group on the platform called School
Oh, yeah.
because it needs to be, and I might just do it on my own because I can do it
Yeah.
at 9 o'clock in the morning or whenever it works for me, and
Yeah,
whatever.
absolutely. Hmm.
Um, but by not doing it daily, we're not anchoring it in. And I mean, obviously, we're here remembering now.
Yeah.
And I mean, even when we met last was a week ago, I think October 30th. When was
Yeah.
that? It was
Thursday.
Thursday. So that's still like 5 days. It's
Hmm.
lots of time to forget what the frig we're doing.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyways, and I think that's me just grumbling some more. Grumble,
Well, uh, part of
grumble,
this
grumble.
too is, understanding that God's will is perfect happiness. Okay, I get that. I recognize that. I've kind of absorbed that. But at the same time, if you just sit in that, what else would you do? You
Hmm.
probably, right? How would your day unfold if you're just really meant to understand that you're supposed to be happy? You'd probably just maybe you'd sit on the couch and yeah, but I'm supposed to be happy. So what else is there? I don't need to work. I don't need to do hard things, right? Because we are meant to still have to move through 24 hours.
And we're still here in a physical body to
Yeah,
experience what we're supposed to experience.
right. And that so it's just for us that knowing to be like, okay, yes, I understand that. God wants me to be happy, so I'm going to try to find the gratitude and the happiness in all these struggles. Right?
Hmm.
Why
Yeah.
why am I struggling? What is
Yeah.
this struggle going to, just kind of look deeper into it, and um, that has to be part of the lesson, I
Yeah.
would imagine.
Yeah.
Right?
That you're well, and when you remember that we are to be happy,
Hmm.
then it just makes our problems smaller. Because um, when you are in gratitude too,
Hmm.
and I haven't had enough. Isn't this funny? I haven't had enough time when I go to bed. I fall asleep so fast right now
Yeah.
that I have like three gratitudes. I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful that it's freaking cold in my bedroom because I leave the window open. It's minus
Yeah. Yeah.
Celsius overnight,
Hmm.
and I sleep like I'm asleep before I am so grateful,
That's perfect.
which is lovely.
Yeah.
But sometimes and then when I wake up in the morning, it's cold, so my little dog wants to get the hell out of the bedroom.
Right. Can we go now?
Anyways, so I haven't even said my usual grateful things in the morning either. So, anyways, I'm not judging myself, but I think it really helps to remember to be happy and
Hmm.
in a loving state.
Yeah.
Maybe it's my story. We, we need to remember and we need to practice. And
Right.
to be grateful allows us to also anchor in more. We can't just,
Yeah.
have a shit thing happen and then go, oh, yes, I'm just so happy. That's a fake smile.
Yeah.
but somehow, okay, I'm going to just honor this situation, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
and um, and I know, I know we're in the process of remembering who we are,
Mm-hmm.
and I say this a lot. Remember who you are, and yet when it's shitty, it's hard. It's just hard. Like when
Well,
this
yeah.
part is hard.
Yeah. A lot of like I see things and I think, that could just as easily be a t-shirt or a bumper sticker. You see
Yeah,
it, right?
yeah, yeah,
And you see it for that fleeting moment and then it's kind of gone.
yeah,
But something about it has still gone into your psyche, right? It's gone into your consciousness.
yeah,
And I think if you have fallen asleep that quickly in the gratitude of a warm, cozy bed with your beautiful sheets and the air is icy cool, then that's perfect happiness. And so you should be falling right asleep, right? If you're not
yeah. That
falling
feels
asleep
good.
right away, it's because you're turning shit over and over and over, right? You're worried about something, you're processing something, and the fact that you can just really turn over and be gone, that is such a gift. That's that's beautiful. That's right. That's God's will for you. That's your perfect happiness for that moment. And you wake up and you're like, okay, Joey needs to get a little warmth, so let's head out the door. That's also perfect happiness, right?
Right.
So don't
And it's,
I would
oh,
just suggest don't get too stuck into saying, well, I haven't done this and this and this, right? Like you
yeah,
said, you're not trying to beat yourself up and that's perfect because having all these restrictions, doing all that like a countdown is still a constriction of sorts,
right.
right? And
Yeah,
so if you feel like you haven't done all the steps, then that's not perfect happiness.
right.
So
I've
roll
judged
over,
it.
go to sleep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you
That's
for
my
that.
Yeah, that's my wisdom for the day.
Your deep wisdom for a
Deep wisdom.
Tuesday morning in freezing November.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's all perspective.
Mhm.
And, it's that expression. Well, you can have something shitty happen and you can make it a shitty day, or
Mhm.
remember that it's just a shitty moment.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
then remember
Yeah.
who, I share God's will for happiness for me.
Yeah.
Because I've even said that not even that long ago. It's not a shitty day,
Mhm.
it's a shitty moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have,
Exactly.
I have, pardon me, I have, food in the fridge and I'm warm.
Mhm.
I am blessed beyond measure, beyond a
Yep.
doubt.
Yep. And
So,
so things are just struggling. They're not struggling. They're not even struggling. They're just a little bit tight in some areas so that you can move into something better, right? So some of that pie has to be shared in this area,
right.
right?
And I've said this 100 times. If I've said it once, feel your feelings.
Yeah.
So, you know, feel your feelings.
Mhm.
It changes everything. And
Yeah.
I forget that too.
Yeah.
Because when it doesn't feel good, you don't want to feel it. You want to avoid. You want
Sure.
to, do whatever it takes to not feel.
Yeah.
But really, feeling your feelings is everything.
Yeah. And you know what? Having a good cry is the greatest reset there is,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Let that flow through and out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, in the evening, I just happen to find all these hilarious memes on Instagram, and I swear it's like an hour, maybe not an hour, but I should be going to bed. I'm not shooting myself, but I end up laughing for a good 45 minutes. It's so
Yeah.
silly,
Yeah.
and I love it.
Yeah.
Because who laughs that hard? Nobody laughs that hard anymore, really,
No,
right?
no.
Unless the circumstance comes up. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, that's
loving
true.
that.
Yeah, that's good. And
Yeah,
that's a nice release before
yeah,
you go to bed, right?
yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh
perfect.
gosh, thank you so much for this morning. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Yes. So yeah, we will. These are our on the hour. God's will for me is perfect happiness. On the half hour, I share God's will for happiness for me.
Yes.
And that's a wrap.
Nice.
Thanks, Kelly.
You're very welcome. All right. Have a good day.